Hello everyone. Now this is my YouTube channel FFB Live Chemistry class. Welcome to all of you in live FFB Live. Welcome to all of you in FFB Live Chemistry classes. पिछले वीडियो की बात करते हैं, उसमें हमने क्वालिटेटिव प्रॉपर्टीज के बारे में डिस्कस किया था और उसमें से lowering in vapor pressure, elevation in boiling point, depression in freezing point, इन सारी चीज़ों पे डिस्कस हुआ था। और एक कॉलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टी उसमें लास्ट जो बची थी वो थी ऑस्मोसिस एंड ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर। इसके बारे में हम आज के क्लास में डिस्कस करेंगे। व्हाट इज ऑस्मोसिस एंड व्हाट इज ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर, ये सारी चीज़ें हम डिटेल में डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं। Now, osmosis and osmotic pressure. तो पहले हम सिंपल डेफिनेशंस ऑस्मोसिस से शुरुआत करते हैं कि व्हाट इज ऑस्मोसिस, द फेनोमेनन ऑफ फ्लो ऑफ सॉल्वेंट मॉलिक्यूल थ्रू ए सेमी परमिएबल मेम्ब्रेन फ्रॉम प्योर सॉल्वेंट टू सॉल्यूशन इज कॉल्ड ऑस्मोसिस। यानी प्योर सॉल्वेंट और सॉल्यूशन को सेपरेट किया जाए सेमी परमिएबल मेम्ब्रेन से, तो फ्लो ऑफ सॉल्वेंट होता है थ्रू सेमी परमिएबल मेम्ब्रेन सॉल्यूशन की तरफ, और दिस प्रोसेस इज नोन एज ऑस्मोसिस। नाउ व्हाट इज सेमी परमिएबल मेम्ब्रेन? There are some membrane which allow the passage of only solvent molecules through them. These membranes are common in living organism like egg membrane is the best example, and cell membrane. But for laboratory measurements, artificial membranes of gelatinous inorganic substance such as calcium phosphate, copper ferrocyanide, etc. serve as semi-permeable membrane. Now, third important point is the osmotic pressure. The excess pressure that must be applied to solution to prevent the passage of solvent into solution through a semi-permeable membrane is called osmotic pressure. तो तीन सिंपल डेफिनेशन देखा। ऑस्मोसिस, सेमी परमिएबल मेम्ब्रेन इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट है ऑस्मोसिस का, और ऑस्मेटिक प्रेशर। फॉर ए डाइल्यूट सोल्यूशन ऑस्मोटिक For a dilute solution, osmotic pressure pi is directly proportional to the molarity m, that is in solutions. Osmotic pressure pi is equal to RMT. Here m is equal to n upon V. We know molecules of solute upon volume of the solvent. R is the gas constant. T is the absolute temperature. This equation is called Van-Hoff equation for dilute solution. इसके बारे में हम आगे भी डिस्कस करेंगे। तो अभी ऑस्मोसिस एंड ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर के बारे में हमने शॉर्ट में बताया। अब एक प्रोसेस है डिफ्यूजन। What is diffusion and difference between diffusion and osmosis? The phenomenon of the movement of particle of a solute from a more concentrated to a less concentrated solution so as to form a homogeneous solution is known as diffusion. For example, when a crystal of a dye is added to the water, colored waves move from crystal to the bulk of water, and after some time the entire solution becomes colored. Remember that molecules of solvent are already in movement. Now osmosis, spontaneous net flow of solvent molecule from dilute solution to concentrated solution or from solvent to solution through the semi-permeable membrane is called osmosis. So this is the difference. The phenomenon of osmosis continues till concentration of the solution on both sides of semi-permeable membrane are equal. ये है डायग्राम, सॉल्वेंट मॉलिक्यूल्स है ये, सॉल्यूशन का ये, और ये सॉल्यूट मॉलिक्यूल्स, दीज आर द सॉल्यूट मॉलिक्यूल्स जो बड़े पे दिखाया गया है, और ये बीच में क्या है, सेमी परमिएबल मेम्ब्रेन। तो ये सिर्फ सॉल्वेंट के फ्लो को अलाउ करती है सॉल्यूशन की तरफ जाने के लिए, क्योंकि इस तरह से इसको दिखाया हुआ है। और ये पूरा कंप्लीट डायग्राम ये है, कुछ शॉर्ट में लेकर के कि ये सॉल्यूट के मॉलिक्यूल्स है और ये सॉल्वेंट के बीच में जो सेमी परमेबल मेम्ब्रेन है, इससे सॉल्वेंट मॉलिक्यूल सॉल्वेंट के अंदर सॉल्यूशन के तरफ फ्लो करते हैं। इसका ये डायग्राम इस तरह से है, सॉल्वेंट सॉल्यूशन। तो सॉल्वेंट के मॉलिक्यूल्स में ये बीच में सेमी परमेबल मेम्ब्रेन है, इस तरह फ्लो कर रहे हैं। थोड़े बहुत मॉलिक्यूल सॉल्यूशन से भी इधर चले जाते हैं, लेकिन इधर फ्लो ज़्यादा होगा। और इधर ये सॉल्यूशन 1 सॉल्यूशन 2, तो जिधर कंसंट्रेशन ज़्यादा होगा उधर सॉल्वेंट के मॉलिक्यूल फ्लो करेंगे। तो यहाँ पे सॉल्वेंट और सॉल्यूशन के बीच जैसे कि 6 मॉलिक्यूल या पार्टिकल सॉल्वेंट की तरफ जाएंगे, सॉल्यूशन से सॉल्वेंट की तरफ, तो सिर्फ 2 जो है आएंगे सॉल्यूशन से सॉल्वेंट की तरफ। इसी तरह यहाँ पे भी है 6-2 का रेशियो। जिधर कंसंट्रेशन ज़्यादा होगा, जब सेमी परमेबल मेम्ब्रेन से दोनों को सेपरेट किया जाएगा, तो जिस सॉल्यूशन का कंसंट्रेशन ज़्यादा होगा, सॉल्वेंट का फ्लो जो है, जो पार्टिकल होंगे सॉल्वेंट के, वो उस सॉल्यूशन की तरफ जाएंगे। यहाँ सॉल्यूशन 2 जो है मोर कंसंट्रेटेड है, तो सॉल्वेंट मॉलिक्यूल ज़्यादा जाएंगे सॉल्यूशन फर्स्ट की तरफ, सॉल्यूशन सेकंड की तरफ फर्स्ट से। Now in osmosis, solvent molecules of both solution move through semi-permeable membrane toward both sides, but only net flow of solvent from dilute to concentrated solution is considered. Now, difference between diffusion and osmosis. So, spontaneous movement of solute particles takes place from one concentration due to mobile molecules of solvent. This is the diffusion. Osmosis, solvent molecules migrate spontaneously from dilute to concentrated solution. The second point, in diffusion, semi-permeable membrane is not required, but in osmosis, semi-permeable membrane is necessary. Third difference in diffusion, solute molecules move from more concentrated to less concentration while solvent molecules move from less concentration to more concentration. In osmosis, solvent molecules flow in both sides, but only net flow from dilute to concentrated solution is noticed. In the nature, following 2 types of osmosis occurs. First, exoosmosis, and second, क्या हो सकती है? Endoosmosis. Now, exoosmosis. When a grape is placed in a concentrated solution of common salt, the outermost cell wall act as semi-permeable membrane, and solvent, that is water, flows from inside to outside. As a result, grape shrink. This is an example of exoosmosis. इस तरह से कंसंट्रेटेड सॉल्यूशन ऑफ शुगर में जब ग्रेप्स डाला जाएगा, तो सॉल्वेंट कंसंट्रेटेड सॉल्यूशन की तरह बाहर आ जाएगा और ये श्रिंक कर जाएगा। दूसरी तरफ ड्राई रेजिन को हम डाइल्यूट सॉल्यूशन में डालेंगे, तो फिर यहाँ कंसंट्रेटेड सॉल्यूशन है, तो सॉल्वेंट का फ्लो इस साइड होगा और ये इस तरह से जो सॉल्वेंट मॉलिक्यूल्स अंदर पहुंच जाएंगे तो वो फूल जाएगा, तो वो होगी एंडोऑस्मोसिस. Now, when resin, partially dried grape, is placed in water, water moves from outside to inside through outer cell wall, which act as semi-permeable membrane, and resin swells up. This is endoosmosis. Now, what is semi-permeable membrane? Above example shows the semi-permeable membrane is essential for osmosis. The membrane which allow passes of only solvent molecules and solute molecules cannot pass through them are called semi-permeable membranes. These membranes are of following two types. First, natural semi-permeable membrane. These are naturally occurring membranes and are obtained from animals, plants. For example, goat bladder egg membrane, cell membrane of resins, and grape cell membrane of hair roots. These membranes are not perfectly semi-permeable and they allow passage of molecules of some solutes. Second types of semi-permeable is artificial semi-permeable membrane. The perfect semi-permeable membranes synthesized artificially in the laboratory are called artificial semi-permeable membrane. For the first time, M. Traube synthesized a perfect semi-permeable membrane artificially in the laboratory. This membrane was of gelatinous copper ferrocyanide, that is Cu formula Cu2 FeCN6. Other examples of membranes are calcium phosphate, phenyl layer, etc. Now, how to prepare semi-permeable membrane? Preparation of copper ferrocyanide semi-permeable membrane. For preparing semi-permeable membrane of the gelatinous copper ferrocyanide, deposition of copper ferrocyanide is done on the inner wall of the porous pot. The porous pot is first cleaned thoroughly. The air bubbles include in the pores and are removed by forcing water through the pot under pressure. The pot is then filled with an aqueous solution of copper sulfate and placed in a vessel containing solution of potassium ferrocyanide. As a consequence of diffusion of ions through the pores of pot, copper ferrocyanide precipitates in the pores of wall of pot due to occurring of following reaction. Copper ion reacts with ferrocyanide ion and forms copper ferrocyanide. Precipitate of gelatinous copper ferrocyanide deposited in the pore of inner wall of the pot act as semi-permeable membrane. After complete deposition, porous pot is taken out and dried after washing. The porous pot having gelatinous copper ferrocyanide is used as a semi-permeable membrane. This is the complete process का जो वो है डायग्राम है. इसमें ये तुम्हारा कॉपर सल्फेट सॉल्यूशन है इस पॉट में और पोटेशियम फेरोसाइनाइड सॉल्यूशन यहाँ पे है और ये बीच में कॉपर सल्फेट सॉल्यूशन और ये मेम्ब्रेन बनती है कॉपर फेरोसाइनाइड है यहाँ पे. रिएक्शन के बाद पोटेशियम फेरोसाइनाइड आफ्टर द रिएक्शन ये कॉपर सल्फेट सॉल्यूशन और ये तुम्हारा है potassium ferrocyanide solution. So after the reaction, it forms semi-permeable membrane that is copper ferrocyanide. और ये क्या है? porous pot है जिसमें कि ये दोनों तरफ से flow होता है और membrane formation होता है. This is the normal method and the second is electrolytic method. इस तरह से इसका डायग्राम है और थोड़ा इसे छोटा करेंगे तब ये क्लियर दिखाई देगा. ऊपर बेल बैटरी ये सारी चीजें दिखाई दे रही हैं. फिर ये नीचे डायग्राम देखते हैं. बीच में इसमें ये कॉपर सल्फेट सोल्यूशन है जो कि एनोड की है जुड़ा हुआ है यहाँ पे सर्किट से पॉट में पोटेशियम फेरोसाइनाइड सॉल्यूशन है और ये पोरस स्पॉट है, सेमी परमेबल फॉर्मेशन होता है इन दोनों के बीच रिएक्शन से। ये है कॉपर सल्फेट सॉल्यूशन और ये है एनोड। दिस इज कॉपर सल्फेट सॉल्यूशन। दोनों के रिएक्शन से यहाँ पे सेमी परमेबल मेम्ब्रेन कॉपर फेरोसाइनाइड का फॉर्मेशन होता है। ये मेथड क्या कहलाता है? इलेक्ट्रोड डिपोजिशन मेथड, दैट इज मैन्युफैक्चर ऑफ सेमी परमेबल मेम्ब्रेन। तो किस तरह से आर्टिफिशियल सेमी परमेबल मेम्ब्रेन बनती है, ये देखा जो है दो डायग्राम से। नाउ ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर. Osmotic pressure may be defined in many ways as mentioned. First definition, the osmotic pressure of a solution is the hydrostatic pressure produced in a vertical column at equilibrium state by separating solvent from the solution by means of a semi-permeable membrane, or that hydrostatic pressure acting on the solution side of the semi-permeable membrane just sufficient to prevent osmosis is termed as osmotic pressure. For example, a thistle funnel whose lower end is tied with a semi-permeable membrane is filled with sugar solution and then kept in vessels containing water. इस तरह से दिस इज दी शुगर सोल्यूशन और दिस इज दी वाटर, इसमें रखा गया है इसको। और ये क्या है? वाटर लेवल है यहाँ पे, और ये है सेमी परमेबल मेम्ब्रेन। आफ्टर सम टाइम वाटर राइजेस इन द हाइट, इस तरह से अब वाटर यहाँ पे इसमें आगे बढ़ जाता है, जो दूसरे डायग्राम में दिखाया हुआ है इधर। Now this is the initial state and this is at equilibrium. कहाँ तक ये फ्लो पहुँचा, क्योंकि सॉल्वेंट जो है इसमें जाता है अंदर से थ्रू सेमी परमेबल मेम्ब्रेन, तो ये इसका लेवल जो है ऊपर यहाँ पे पहुँच जाता है H हाइट तक है। Due to osmosis, water flows into the funnel through the membrane and level of solution is still for tube start rising. After some time, level of solution in the tube becomes constant and equilibrium state is reached. At this stage, the hydrostatic pressure developed in the tube becomes equal to the pressure due to which osmosis occurs. Now, this pressure is known as osmotic pressure. Now suppose the solution in tube rises from point A to point B to a height h, then the osmotic pressure is equal to hydrostatic pressure, that is HdG time per cm square, where D is the density of the solution and equilibrium state. Now second definition of osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure of a solution is that minimum external pressure which must be applied on the solution to prevent the osmosis between solution and solvent separated by a semi-permeable membrane. For example, in a U-tube eventually separated by a semi-permeable membrane, solvent is filled in one half of tube and an aqueous solution of cane sugar is filled in other half. A piston is fitted at the end of tube containing solution like this. ये है ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर मेजर करने के लिए। दिस इज द सॉल्वेंट, बीच में सेमी परमेबल मेम्ब्रेन है और इधर शुगर सोल्यूशन है। यहाँ पिस्टन इस तरह से लगाया है प्रेशर को देखने के लिए। डायग्राम देख लिया। ड्यू टू ऑस्मोसिस वाटर फ्लोज इनटू सॉल्यूशन साइड एंड लेवल ऑफ वाटर इन सॉल्वेंट साइड बिगिंस टू fall from initial point A. In the solution side, pressure is applied on the solution by lowering the piston in such a membrane that water level in solvent side does not fall from point A. After some time, an equilibrium state is reached and water level in solvent side does not fall down. Now the level of water is constant at point A. See the diagram. At this state of equilibrium, the external pressure applied by the piston on solution is equal to osmotic pressure of solution. Now come on third definition of osmotic pressure. The osmotic pressure of a solution is equal to that minimum external pressure applied on solution side which is required to equalize the vapor pressure of solution and vapor pressure of pure solvent. The cause of osmosis is vapor pressure of solvent and solution. In general, vapor pressure is decreased when a non-volatile solute is added to solvent. This difference in vapor pressure on the semi-permeable membrane is the cause of passage of solvent molecules from the zone of higher vapor pressure to the zone of lower vapor pressure of the solution. When vapor pressure of solution becomes equal to that of solvent, osmosis get end. The least value of external pressure applied in order to achieve this equilibrium state is called osmotic pressure. Now, laws of osmotic pressure. Chase Van 't Hoff studies experimental values of osmotic pressure of several dilute solutions and proposed that gases and dilute solutions of non-volatile solute show similarities in their properties. He also proposed that laws similar to gas laws can be applied on dilute solution. He proposed following laws for osmotic pressure of dilute solution. First, Boyle Van 't Hoff's law. According to this law, at constant temperature, osmotic pressure P of a solution is directly proportional to the concentration C of the solution. Now at constant pressure, P proportional C proportional volume of the solute upon volume of the solution in liter, this is C, is equal to P proportional Kc. If 1 mole of solute is dissolved in V liter, then P proportional 1 upon V and PV is equal to K constant. Now, second law, Charles Van 't Hoff law. According to this law, at constant concentration, osmotic pressure of the solution is directly proportional to absolute temperature of the solution. Now P proportional T at constant concentration and P is equal to K dash T, if K dash is equal to another constant. Now Van 't Hoff's equations of solution. Van 't Hoff's equation of solution. On the basis of above mentioned laws, Van 't Hoff gave the solution equation like gas equation for explaining the behavior of dilute solution. From Boyle Van 't Hoff's law, P proportional C at constant temperature, and from Charles Van 't Hoff's law, P proportional C at constant concentration. From equation 1 and second, P proportional C T is equal to P is equal to C S T. Now, we know that P is equal to N upon VST, that is C is equal to molecular mole of solute upon volume of the solution. Then mole of solute N is equal to mass of solute upon molecular mass of solute, as we know W upon M. Now PV is equal to NST is equal to W upon MST. Now equation third and fourth. This is the equation third and this is the equation fourth are known as Van 't Hoff solution equation. Here S is the solution constant which has the same value and unit as gas constant, that is 0.0821 liter atmosphere per Kelvin per mole, or this Value of this 8.314 into 10 to the power minus 7 erg per Kelvin per mole, or 8.314 joule per Kelvin per mole. Now limitations of Want-Half's equation. Want-Half's equation is followed only by those non-volatile solutes which do not dissociate or associate in solution. In the solutions of electrolyte, if an electrolyte dissociates, number of particles increase in the solution. And when the electrolyte associate in solution, the number of particles in solution is decreased. In both the cases. Osmotic pressure is not calculated from Want-Half's equation. Want-Half's equation is not applicable to the solution of volatile solutes. Now, isotonic solutions. The solutions having same osmotic pressure at the same temperature are known as isotonic solution. Therefore, for two isotonic solutions, T1 is equal to T2 and P1 is equal to P2. When two such solutions are separated by a semi-permeable membrane, no osmosis takes place. According to Want-Half's equation, P is equal to CST. If P is equal to P1 is equal to P2 and T1 is equal to T2, then for a isotonic solution, C1 is equal to C2, or N1 upon V1 is equal to N2 upon V2. Here C is equal to N upon V, or W1 upon M1 V1 is equal to W2 upon M2 V2, because N is equal to mass of the solute upon molecular mass of solute. Now equation first is primary condition of osmotic solution, and equation second and third and fourth are secondary condition for osmotic solution. These conditions are applicable only when solute has no tendency to dissociate or associate in the solution. It may also be noted that the equation PV is equal to NST follows secondary condition as not applicable to the solute having tendency of dissociation or association in the solution. Now, isopiastic solution. The solutions having same vapor pressure at the same temperature are termed as isopiastic solutions. Since vapor pressure of these solutions are same, hence when two isopiastic solutions are separated by semi-permeable membrane, osmosis does not occur. Isopiastic solutions thus are isotonic too. Now, isohydric solution. The solution for which concentration at same temperature is same, the solution for which hydrogen ion concentration at same temperature is same are called isohydric solution. Their pH are also same. Now, hypertonic and hypotonic solutions. When two solutions are at the same temperature, the solution having higher osmotic pressure is known as hypertonic solution, and the other solution having lower osmotic pressure is hypotonic solution. In the solutions of same solute, concentration of hypertonic solution is higher than that of hypotonic solution. Therefore, on separating hypertonic and hypotonic solutions by a semi-permeable membrane, solvent molecules flow from hypotonic to hypertonic solution like this. In hypertonic solution, endoosmosis takes place. In hypertonic solution, exoosmosis takes place. And in isotonic solution, no osmosis takes place. तो तीनों तरह के एग्जाम्पल दिए हैं यहाँ पे सॉल्यूशंस के. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, On keeping red blood corpuscles in dilute solution of common salt, they swell up. This is because of higher osmotic pressure exerted by solution present in red blood corpuscles, and due to this solvent present in common salt solution enters red blood corpuscles through the cell membrane of RBC. On the other hand, when RBC are placed in a concentrated solution of common salt, they get shrink. The osmotic pressure of solution present in RBC is lower than the concentrated solution of salt. Therefore, water molecules enter to salt solution through cell membrane. Now, point to be noted, the solution present in RBC and 0.16 m solution of common salt are isotonic solutions. Thus, osmosis does not take place between them and RBC remain unaffected in this solution. Second point, when living animals, blood cells or plant cells are kept in hypertonic solutions, cell fluids of cell flows from inside the cell to the solution. As a result, shrinkage of cell occurs. This is known as plasmolysis or crenations. On the contrary, swelling up of cell in a hypotonic solution is known as hemolysis. Now, applications of Van Hoff's equation. For the calculation of osmotic pressure of solutions of non-volatile substance. The second application, for the calculation of molecular mass of solutes with the help of osmotic pressure. Data. In both the above applications, equation PV is equal to NST is equal to W upon M ST is employed. This is. The values of various quantities must be used in proper units. इस तरह से लीटर एटमॉस्फेरिक यूनिट्स में एटमॉस्फेयर लीटर ग्राम ग्राम इस तरह से इसको किससे रिप्रेजेंट करेंगे सीजीएस में पी को टाइम पर सी एम स्क्वायर वी एम एल डब्ल्यू ग्राम ग्राम हो जाएगा और एस की वैल्यू सबसे नीचे दी है एम के एस यूनिट में पी न्यूटन्स पर मीटर स्क्वायर और उसका जो वॉल्यूम है मीटर क्यूब डब्लू किलोग्राम में एंड आर की वैल्यू ये नीचे दी हुई है तीनों की टेम्परेचर तीनों इसमें केल्विन में डिस्क्राइब करेंगे नाउ रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस When a solution is separated from pure water by a semi-permeable membrane, water moves towards solution on account of osmosis. This process continues till osmotic pressure becomes equal to hydrostatic pressure or osmosis can be stopped by applying external pressure equal to osmotic pressure on solution. If external pressure greater than osmotic pressure is applied, the flow of solvent molecules can be made to proceed from solution towards pure solvent, that is in reverse direction of ordinary osmosis. Now this types of osmosis is termed reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis is used for the desalinization of seawater for getting fresh drinking water. The pure water flows from seawater to the pure water side across the membrane. Reverse osmosis is also used to get fruit juice concentrates and to remove pollutants from sewage disposal. Since a high pressure is applied in reverse osmosis, a suitable semi-permeable membranes of cellulose acetate is used. A support is also used for the semi-permeable membrane. पूरा सिस्टम इस तरह से होता है अप्लाइड प्रेशर जो होता है वो ज़्यादा होगा ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर से तो सी वाटर से फ्रेश वाटर की तरफ सॉल्वेंट मॉलिक्यूल जो है ये सॉल्यूशन एक तरह से हो गया सी वाटर और यहाँ से सिर्फ सॉल्वेंट मॉलिक्यूल फ्रेश वाटर साइड में आते हैं और इसको इस तरह से हम फ्रेश वाटर रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस के थ्रू निकाल सकते हैं। बीच में ये क्या है, सेमी परमिएबल मेम्ब्रेन। नाउ इन शॉर्ट वी डिस्कस, हालांकि इस पे हम बात कर चुके हैं पहले, ये सारा फॉर्मूला भी शुरू में बताया था, ये वही चीज है। टाइप्स ऑफ सॉल्यूशन भी बताया जो है, ये सारा फॉर्मूला हम डिस्कस कर चुके हैं यहाँ पे, ये फिर वही चीज यहाँ पे है। चलो एक बार फिर देख लेते हैं। नाउ फॉर ए डाइल्यूट सॉल्यूशन ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर क्या होता है, पाई एन बी अपॉन आर टी। उसके बाद Van 't Hoff theory described that substance in dilute solution obey the ideal gas law. Pi V is equal to nRT, but N is equal to W upon M. Then pi V is equal to WRT upon M, and M is equal to WRT upon pi V. That is weight of solute into gas constant into temperature upon osmotic pressure into volume of the solution. अब ये यहाँ पे कुछ एग्जाम्पल है। व्हेन 0.1 ग्राम ऑफ यूरिया इज diluted to 100 ml with H2O, what is the osmotic pressure of the solution? Assume that the temperature is 25 degree centigrade. N is equal to 0.1 upon 60 हो जाएगा। M is equal to this and V is equal to 1000 से डिवाइड करेंगे तो ये आएगा। R दिया है, T 25 को 273 में ऐड कर दिया। नाउ ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर P is equal to NV upon RT। वैल्यूज रखने पे हमको इसकी वैल्यू मालूम हो गई। Now 10 gram of an organic substance when dissolved in 2 liter of water gave an osmotic pressure of 0.59 atmosphere at 7 degrees centigrade. Calculate the molecular weight of substance. We know that pi is equal to NV upon RT and pi और सारी चीजें दी हुई हैं, सारी वैल्यूज रखने पे हमको इसका आंसर मालूम हो जाएगा। क्या निकालना है हमको, M। बाकी सबकी वैल्यूज हम इक्वेशन में रखेंगे तो हमें M की वैल्यू मिल जाएगी। टाइप्स ऑफ सॉल्यूशन हम डिस्कस कर चुके हैं। इन शॉर्ट एक बार फिर देखेंगे। आइसोटोनिक सॉल्यूशन, the two solution having same osmotic pressure at a given temperature is called isotonic solution. Hypertonic solution, if a solution has more osmotic pressure than other solution, is called hypertonic solution. And hypotonic solution, if a solution has less osmotic pressure than other solution, is called hypotonic solution. And reverse osmosis, the process तो हम इन एग्जाम्पल्स को अगले क्लास में डिस्कस करेंगे। यहाँ पे हम रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस शॉर्ट अभी तक पढ़ भी चुके हो, उसको हम रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस क्या है, द प्रोसेस ऑफ मोशन और मूवमेंट ऑफ सॉल्वेंट थ्रू ए सेमी परमेबल मेम्ब्रेन फ्रॉम द सॉल्यूशन टू द प्योर सॉल्वेंट बाय अप्लाइंग एक्सेस प्रेशर ऑन द सॉल्यूशन साइड इज कॉल्ड रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस। तो बाकी के एग्जाम्पल और कुछ एबनॉर्मल बिहेवियर्स ऑफ द सॉल्यूशन के बारे में हम अगले क्लास में, अभी इसमें कुछ टॉपिक और बाकी रह गए हैं। एबनॉर्मल बिहेवियर ऑफ सॉल्यूशंस, उसके अलावा वांट ऑफ इक्वेशन से किस तरह से डेविएशन कुछ पॉइंट्स पे एसोसिएशन और डिसोसिएशन की कंडीशन में होता है, उस पे भी हम डिस्कस अगली क्लास में करने के बाद फिर हम कुछ न्यूमेरिकल प्रॉब्लम्स डिस्कस करेंगे।